Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV, the official, unofficial channel of the Champions of England, the Champions of the World. We are on the countdown to kick off. Things are going to be heating up in a couple of minutes' time. We will know the 11 that Liverpool will be fielding at Stamford Bridge as they take on Chelsea. Chris Pajak is over in the starting 11 area. Let us know your thoughts. What team would you like to see in this one? Chris, what we'll do is, is that your starting 11 prediction from the week you've got on the board right there?
I bloody hope so.
So let's talk us through one more time what you felt it was going to be, and then we'll hopefully have the team come in.
Yeah, I thought Alisson was going to start in nets. I think
Shocker.
everybody probably does. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold starts at right back with Joe Gomez keeping his place over Joel Matip for this one, alongside Virgil van Dijk. Andy Robertson I had down as left back. I had the three midfielders as Fabinho, Henderson and Wijnaldum, and I had the front three. Now for me, the only talking point really was who is actually going to start in the middle of the park. I think the front three picks itself. I think Twitter would have you believe that the back four might not, but I do think that Joe does just start this game. If Matip does, fair enough, no problems with that whatsoever. I think he's a good player as well, but I do think Joe will be in there. So then it was a question of, well, what type of midfield three? And who's going to be in there? Is it going to be Naby Keita? Is Kurt Jones? Is it going to be James Milner? Does Thiago start? And I came down on, you know what? These are the three lads who we know that we can trust week in, week out. And in this formation, with these three players, you know what you're coming up against. Chelsea are a strong side with some very technically gifted players, and you want people to be able to think on their feet. And these three know the system so well that they can indeed think on their feet.
Chris, heart over head. Thiago, would you just lash him in just to watch the world burn?
No, not on a couple of days. Plus, I kind of want Lincoln to get absolutely done by Thiago starting. But you know what? Why not? I mean, it would be great. It would be fantastic if Thiago started or made the bench indeed. But you know, I really wouldn't. Personally, if Klopp does, fair play to him.
Chris,
big brash bowl.
We've had some. The team will be out in a second, but Ian Doyle of the Echo has said that Fabinho is starting centre back for this one.
Oh, okay.
Now we're going to wait because the finalised team should be out any second now.
And that means Thiago starts, or maybe Naby Keita. Oh, Thiago, come on, baby.
Here we go. Okay, the team news is in. In goal, Alisson Becker.
Woo!
Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yes.
Centre-back pairing, Virgil van Dijk and Fabinho.
Wow.
Left back, Andrew Robertson. Centre midfield three, Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum and Naby Keita, and a front three of Mane, Salah, Firmino. The substitutes bench, sub-goalkeeper, Adrian, Curtis Jones,
Takumi
Minamino, Kostas Tsimikas.
Okay, nice. We definitely have a Tsimikas one somewhere.
Our Lord and Saviour,
It's Divock.
Divock Origi,
Yeah.
James Milner, and Thiago Alcantara.
So is there a Matip or a Gomez?
There is no Matip and there is no Gomez on the substitutes bench. What the hell?
Hello, son.
What the actual hell is going on?
No, the thing is, it makes perfect sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. It makes perfect sense because if Fabinho's there, if Tsimikas makes the bench, that made me think there wasn't going to be a centre-half on there, to be honest with you, because he's just like, I mean, go ahead. So why not? Why not play Fabinho centre half? Is there an injury? Here?
I believe that is the case. I was just going to have a quick confirmation on all this, but yes, but Ian Doyle was the one who was just ahead of time.
Wow.
Was confirmed. Yeah, Gomez not in the matchday squad either. Yeah, so yeah, there's talk it could be injuries for. In fact, Ben Pryor was in the comments just then saying that it was injuries for two of them. Which, I mean, for anyone who's got a concern about Liverpool centre back issues, Chris, and whether we need to go out and sign another one, we've been going, Fabinho, four-choice centre back, but you're not really going to need him. Second game of the season, Fabinho centre back.
Yeah, do you know what though? Like, I know me and you had a bit of a back and forth on the podcast the other week about Fabinho at centre half, and you know I was saying very much I didn't think that he should be, but if he's going to be considered there all season long, he's got the skill sets to do it. He's tall, he's strong, he's a great tackler, he reads the game, he's got great vision and passing. He's like having a second Virgil van Dijk if he can just do the defensive stuff as well as Virgil van Dijk. And, you know, if we were moving forwards and then you're like, how do you fit Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson and Wijnaldum into the side? Well, I'll tell you what, Paul, you play Fabinho at centre-half, you might be even, I don't know where you play Thiago, whether you play him there or you play him in one of the eights, it doesn't really matter to me. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let's get Keita alongside him and do a little bit of something like that. If he can step up to it and do the defensive work, that's a hell of a side. You know what I mean? And I like Thiago to run the show from the middle, to be honest. But who knows what Jurgen's bought him for, whether it's the 8 or the 6, who knows? But wouldn't it be great to just see him? Wouldn't it be great if we were in a position with 20 minutes to go where we're 3 goals up and we'll just give the best midfielder in the world a run out there, yeah?
Just seen a little clip there of Thiago arriving at Stamford Bridge and having his temperature taken. You know, we know he's hot. He's hot stuff, but hopefully he's not above the normal core temperature of a human being, because that would mean that he is not able to take his place on the bench. Yeah, James Pearce, I've got it up here on Twitter with the lineup saying obviously Thiago named amongst the subs. Gomez, Matip both ruled out. So Fabinho at centre half, and you know, let us know your thoughts on how you feeling about that. Because, you know, if you're the kind of person who was a little touch panicky about how things have gone down in the transfer market thus far, that's probably not going to allay your fears too much there. Watco with the super chat there, £2 super chat saying, come on, you Reds. Ryan Davies saying, a bit nervous about Fabinho, but only because I've never seen him at centre-back. I mean, Chris, he played centre-back against Bayern Munich in the Champions League at Anfield, and we kept the clean sheet.
We did. The lad can do it. There's no problems with that. It's, you know, is he going to get that rhythm to do it regularly? Now, this is the problem. This is why everyone was worried and saying we need a 4th centre-half, really. Because basically, you know, we know Joe Gomez has had horrific injuries in his time. We know Joe Matip picks up niggling injuries every 3rd week, much like Dejan Lovren did. So, you know, so for me, there's always a spot for another centre-half in this squad. Was Vandenberg ready? Is Cometio ready? Obviously, we've sold Keanu Hoover now as well, so he's not going to figure it. So, yeah, I mean, Fabinho might just maybe get used to it, but maybe this is one of those sliding doors moments where Fabinho goes, bloody hell, they've signed literally the best player in the world in midfield to play in my position. All right, I'll find a new position to play in. Boss, I'm happy playing centre-half. Just chuck me in there and we'll pretend. I'll just go and injure Joe. It's fine.
Quality. Scott Hawks, our good friend, superstar that he is, Scott Hawks with a $25 super chat saying, was worried if Fabinho is in the back 4, that could mean a very defensive midfield. Good to see Keita in there. Come on, you Reds. And look, this is the thing about the Fabinho stuff, Chris, is that, I don't think this is as planned as expected. You know, I think Gomez or Matip start this game. Let's be perfectly honest. But it does facilitate some different things in midfield. It does mean it's slightly easier to bring Thiago into the game. It does mean it's easy to find a place for Naby Keita. It's easy to find a place for Jordan Henderson. And that's ended up being, and look, it's not a not attacking midfield with Fabinho in there. But again, you've got 3 guys who love to get up and support the attack in that midfield now.
Yeah, and I've got this like smile on my face because I can see Thiago on the bench, and I'm like, is this the best player we've ever had on the bench? Who's, you know, because this is the thing. 5-6 years ago, if we'd signed someone of this calibre, which we wouldn't have been able to do, he'd have been thrown straight in, regardless. And that's a measure of how good Liverpool are nowadays, that you can sign one of the best midfielders in the world and you don't need to rush him into the side because you still, even in a massive game away from home against one of your big rivals, we still don't have to rush him in because we know we've got the lads who can go and get a result. It really is a measure of how far Liverpool have come under Jurgen Klopp, and that bench is brilliant. Yes, there's no centre-half and stuff, but an exciting left back there. You got James Milner who can do absolutely anything. Another exciting scouser in Kurt Jones who can just come in and make a difference. You've got a lad who can score goals in Divock Origi, and you've got Minamino there who should be set for a really good season for us. So hopefully he gets some minutes as well, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. I look excited with the team. I think it's an interesting one. Yeah, inevitably you can't help but draw your eyes to the centre-back issue. But yeah, look, ideally, yeah, I think with Timo Werner in there, you'd want to have Joe Gomez available to you, just a little bit of extra pace at the back and what have you. But there's far worse situations than having that. I mean, one thing that's telling is that I think Fabinho and Van Dijk at centre half effectively. Maybe it changes Chelsea's game plan a little bit and how they would use Giroud. Now, I'm actually going to get the Chelsea team up in 2 seconds because I think it's a worthwhile conversation. I actually don't know if he's starting this game, but it changes if he's not starting. Well, if he's starting the game, then it makes it a bit more of a difficult game for him. If he's coming off the bench, it means there's slightly less of an impact because he's so dominant aerially that having 2 massive towering centre backs does make things a little bit easier in that regard.
Absolutely, it makes me think how Liverpool are going to line the midfield up though. Because now you're looking at it and going, well, look at that back four there. The weakness really is going to be that right-hand side. It's going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold and it's going to be Fabinho. So what happens with the midfield ahead of that? How do you offer Trent and Fabinho some protection? And is it a case of you move Wijnaldum over to this side and cater to that left-hand side? That would seem to make sense to me. But every time I do something like that, Klopp does the opposite. But for me, I think giving Wijnaldum and Henderson the job of protecting Trent Alexander-Arnold and Fabinho seems like the smarter thing to do. But Klopp's attacking this title, Paul. He might just go, you know what, lads? Play football, score goals, and we'll just score more goals than them.
So I've got the Chelsea team here, thanks to at goal on Twitter. Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, of course. Marcus Alonso, Andreas Christensen, Kurt Zuma and Reece James look to be the back four. Matteo Kovacic, N'Golo Kante, Mason Mount, Jorginho, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. Now I'm guessing Mason Mount, Havertz, Werner as the 3 up front, I guess, with Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho as a midfield 3 if they're going 4-3-3 on this one. It's chock full of very, very, very good players. Now, the one thing that we noted, and we had Emma Sanders in the studio in the build-up, it was the build-up, wasn't it, Chris? Yeah. And she was saying, having covered the Chelsea-Brighton game for the BBC, that Chelsea left with the defenders that they have. They've upgraded so many areas of the team, but with the goalkeeper in the back 5, they still potentially have a little bit of a soft underbelly there. Yeah,
so there's still no Chilwell and there's still no Thiago Silva there, is there? In that, you know, and it sounds like with going with Kovacic, with Kante and with Jorginho, that what they're doing is they're playing the lads who've played together more so, certainly in the middle of the park, because there's probably a lot of respect for what Liverpool players do and how well they know their roles. So we saw them play that 4-2-2-2 the other day against Brighton, was it, when they beat them? And then it looks like to me, from those players, that it will be a 4-3-3 formation. Maybe we'll match up. That actually, I think, plays into our hands, although Chelsea may be better. You know, how did Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, Timo Werner function as a 3 when it wasn't a 3 that both Kai and Timo played in last time? It promises to be a very, very interesting game of football because great players, maybe a new formation for Chelsea versus great players in a formation that they're suited, but also with the added advantage for Chelsea, I suppose, of having Fabinho in the back. Which team are going to be able to recognise what the other team's doing quicker and react and evolve their game plan around that, find the space, find the ways to attack? And I put money on it being Liverpool, to be honest, because we're just more used to doing that as a team of players.
Absolutely. Right, we've got a couple of things to wrap up here. Max Goff has joined us as a first team member. Yes, you can become a member to our YouTube channel, which gets you access to custom emotes, which you can spam throughout all of our live streams. They're wonderful, expertly designed and crafted by Mr. Chris Pajak, and obviously our graphic designers who do all the real hard work in that regard. Yes, and those who are club captain and club legend tiers get the additional show each and every week, which is the final word show. So it will be 45 minutes to an hour talking about this game on Monday afternoon, available to you guys as well. We've got a couple of quick super chats then. Andre Ganji says, don't forget Hendo can play centre-back. Hopefully we don't resort to that, but he can do a job there. I would be terrified if we had Jordan Henderson centre half, because the last time we saw that, the only time we saw that was against Monterrey, and that was much more hard work than we'd have liked it to be. Tessar Face, Celox Wilson, and by experience, Diego Carlos is back up for VVD if he gets injured during Champions League night or for the latter half of the Premier League. That sounds like a wonderful footy manager move if ever I heard one. But yes, right, we are going to be back live 15 minutes before kickoff with your commentary. We've got an additional, we've spiced things up this week, and I hope no one's doing anything illegal in the other room. And not that it would be, by the way, but like, you know, like, I don't know, like, you know, if there's no nudity or whatever, people getting the kecks off too early. But yes, we have got, like, I don't know what to call it yet, like the Red Men Arms, let's call it that. We're going to have some close friends together for the game. Not too close together, of course, because, you know, cheers COVID. But yes, we will have some live reactions to Liverpool's performance this time around on the show. So the fan zone kicks off 15 minutes. You can see it's all going off there. You can see the excitement's building. Yes, so do check back. The link will be in the description. Yes, you can just get it on the front page of our YouTube channel as well. Once more, welcome to Trevor Mardenborough, who's joined as a club captain. He's going to get the final word show for you. Final word show for everyone who joins us Tier 2 or Tier 3. Yes, before that though, we will just issue a little reminder that if you want to watch along with us and you're listening along with us, you can sync us up to your telly, whatever place you're watching the match today, whether it's on Sky or whatever, you can sync our commentary to it with the Hot Mic app. More information on how to do that follows right now. Up the Reds. See you in a little bit. Hello everyone, welcome to the Red Men TV. We are here. We are live. It is the Fan Zone watch along commentary, and Naby Keita's come out. He's going to strike it.
Well, that is the starting 11 I think that we all wanted to see tonight, isn't it?
Something that the cup on should know.
He's let him go. Oxlade.
Passes wise, it's 139 to Chelsea, 129 to Liverpool, so it's not actually, we are creeping back into it.
GS Robinius, he said your commentary is way better than 5 Live. Thank you so much. And it is there! Liverpool are Premier League champions for 2019-20! Come on! Bring it on! Bring it on! Bring it home! Liverpool are the champions! Liverpool are your Premier League champions!